Here are today's top news stories and why they matter. Police in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania's largest city, clashed with demonstrators on Thursday, using gunfire and tear gas to disperse crowds who returned to the streets following Wednesday's presidential election. The vote quickly triggered unrest among opposition supporters who voiced anger over the exclusion of key challengers to President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Reports indicate there have been casualties. DW's George Okachi has been closely following developments in Tanzania.
Although voting concluded on Wednesday and counting is still underway, Tanzania's election has been overshadowed by violent protests. Demonstrations erupted in Dar es Salaam and other cities during the vote, with protesters expressing outrage over the disqualification of President Samia Suluhu Hassan's two main rivals, including opposition figure Tundu Lissu. Protesters also accused the government of intensifying its crackdown on dissent. Amid the unrest, at least one government office has been reportedly set ablaze, and there are reports of fatalities, though official figures have yet to be released. Government spokesperson Gerson Masigwa announced via Instagram that all civil servants should work from home on Thursday. This unfolding events presents a significant challenge for President Suluhu's government, analysts have warned.
Meanwhile, vote counting and results tallying from presidential election are still underway, even as unrest continues across the country. Political analysts suggest that President Samia Suluhu is likely to secure a victory, largely due to the lack of strong opposition candidates. However, journalists, including those from DW, are facing significant challenges in covering developments on the ground. DW's Sela Oneko reports from neighboring Kenya, sharing insights into the situation.
Elections in Tanzania have not been the quiet affair they usually are. After we saw polling stations open in the morning, we started seeing social media posts of protests from around the country, but especially the commercial capital, Dar es Salaam. As many foreign journalists have been denied entry into the country and local journalists on the ground have found it difficult reporting, it's been difficult to monitor the situation. Prior to the elections, some social media forums, such as Jamii Forum, were also banned. What is worrying around these elections, though, are the reports of arrests and disappearances of government critics. An Amnesty International researcher told us that while they had seen such cases before, the number and also the high profile of the people who have gone missing had reached new levels.
Meanwhile, experts point out that the government's stance towards critics, civil society organizations, and the media has contributed to the current tension in the country.
Since January 2024 up until now, Amnesty has been actively documenting different violations that the government has been perpetuating against its citizens. They have been using very repressive laws that are very vague, applying them differently to the opposition, to the citizens, to the journalists, just to keep them repressed. So with this human rights crisis, we are seeing silenced voices, we are seeing a repressed opposition, and we're seeing very little civic participation.
And finally, in Cameroon, civil society organizations report that at least 23 people have died following a crackdown by security forces on protesters since the weekend. The group Stand Up for Cameroon shared these figures during a press briefing on Wednesday, condemning the killings and arrests that occurred during demonstrations across several cities. President Biya's recent victory in the October 12th election has further intensified political tensions. That's all for today. Please don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel DW Africa. Thanks for watching. I am Andrew Wasike.